Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto Got Banished and got a supernatural ability. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also stay in tune because I'm going to be giving you brand new episode of What If Izuna Uchiha was Naruto ancestor. And over on Anime King, I'm gonna be giving you a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Sasuke King. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And I'm also gonna be giving you a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Badass Genius. So stay in tune for that as well guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.
So, the last time we left off, the Akatsuki sent out Itachi and Kisame as diversion with their fake self, but Naruto wasn't having any of it, as he wasn't going to mess with any fakes. As he thrust out his hand, caught in the both of them and squeezed his palm, suddenly the both of them erupted in the blood of shower. As Itachi and Kisame returned back to their body, they were shocked as they went over this by the group. As the group didn't believe them, but Zetsu came and told them that it was true. He saw everything with his own eyes, as they couldn't understand how did the kid possess that power. They then finally make it towards the cave, as Naruto realized what the tags are. After doing so much years with sealing jutsu, Naruto's able to apply tags to them, so it wouldn't give them the side effects, as he knew there would be a side effect after removing the tags. And Sakura break it down and they entered, as Naruto saw Gaara's body just lying on the ground there, lifeless, as he called out to Gaara, but Gaara wasn't getting up, as Deidara made fun and told him he's already dead. Deidara then hopped on his bird, as he flew off, but Naruto flew off behind him, as Kakashi, Sakura, and Lady Chiyo stayed behind to deal with sorcery. Deidara was moving as fast as possible, as he then turned behind him to see what the hell, he can fly? As Naruto sped up and catch up Deidara, as he thrust his fist forward. His fist tear right through Deidara's body, but it was just a clone. As Deidara then emerged, a real one, and said cuts, the entire bird went up in smokes. But Naruto was already up in the air, as Naruto captured Deidara's arm in his telekinesis and pulled them apart, ripping them straight out of his shoulders. Deidara cried out in pain as Naruto drop kicked him straight down to the ground. As Naruto then formed a Rasengan and slammed it right into his stomach, Deidara sent spiraling a boom. But when Naruto got down there, Deidara was already eating his own bird with his mouth. As he started to swell up, as Kurama told him to get the head out of there, he's going to blow up. As Naruto flew away, as the explosion was massive. As Naruto clone came back with Gaara's body and gave it to him. Leech and the others arrived as well after dealing with sorcery. With Kakashi it was much faster. As the group headed back to the sand, and the entire village was in a sad mood. But Lady Chiyo decided it was time. She was the one who placed the demon inside them in the first place, as she traded her life for his, bringing Gaara back to life. As everything was no happier in the village, as they mourned Lady Chiyo's death. But their Kazekage was back, and Gaara said he would never waste his chance that he got on his life. After that, the group split up. Some days passed as Naruto was in a random stream having a bath, when he came upon some ninjas, as Naruto could immediately sense it, as it was a cloud team, Samui, Killer Bee, Yujito, Karu, and Amoy. As they talked and got to know each other and went back to the inn. Naruto also dealt with some badness before. When they got back to the inn, they started to talk as Naruto told them his life story, as they were shocked to hear why the village would do that to him, just because he roughed up their Uchiha. They couldn't believe it. Suddenly they heard screaming outside as they went out to see the bandits that Naruto dealt with, but now there was a lot more of them, as the group decided to split up and help out the town. So yeah guys, that was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. Amoy saw a group of bandits ransacking a shop. Hey, he said as he leaped up in the air as he pulled his sword. Cloud style crescent moon as he unleashed a spinning slash that struck all the bandits. Karui, who went around the corner, saw some bandits trying to hurt an elderly couple as she leaped over their heads and dropped right in the center and started to beat the living crap out of them. Don't you know it's not nice to pick on elderly people, she said. As another one of the bandits got up. Get the bitch, he said. As Karui turned, what did you call me? As she told the elderly couple to back away. Cloud style, she said. Front slash, as he shot a slash through the bandits in front of her. Samui had led some of the town, civilians to safety, until she saw one of the bandits trying to strike a little girl. She ran and deflected the bandit's sword or tonto. Not cool, she said. As she jumped and delivered a spin kick to his face as he smashed into the wall. As she then turned to the little girl. Let's find your parents, she said as she lifted her up. Meanwhile, Yujito was in her cloak with one tail behind her as her fingernails were extended as she started to rip through the ninjas as she had a lot of them where she was. B found himself getting cornered by 10 bandits. Time to float like a butterfly and sting like a killer bee. As he unsheathed his several blades and held them all over his body as he started to spin in a deadly motion. The bandits tried to step away, but the moment they came in contact with him, they were sliced into pieces. Meanwhile, Naruto was flying through the streets in his chakra mode as he used chakra arms to create Rasengan in both of them. As he spotted several bandits, he sent 4 more chakra arms wrapping them up as he thrust the one of the Rasengan forward, smashing into them. He then raised 2 of the chakra arms and brought them down like a hammer as there was a massive explosion on a group of bandits. As the explosions were going on, the group arrived to see Naruto fighting the bandits as they already dealt with the ones over there. Wow, he's good, said Amoy. Very good, said Yujito. What a dash. He's moving as quick as a flash, B said, as he then remembered something from many years ago. Another yellow flash, and the way Naruto was moving, it looked just like that. Naruto then saw the lead bandit from before, and then there was one, he said. You kid, what the hell are you, the man asked. I'm simply one hell of a ninja, he said, as he extended his hand as the bandit would zip off the ground. As Naruto levitated himself up in the air as well. Now when I defeat you, I expect you to remain dead. As he formed a larger Rasengan that was being orbited by 3 smaller ones. What the hell are you going to do with that, the bandit asked. Use it on you, of course, Naruto said. Planet Spiral Spear. As a destructive vortex smashed into the bandit with a boom. Wow, cool, said Samui, as her jaw dropped as she saw the amount of power behind that jutsu. And she could tell he was barely even trying. As Naruto ended his chakra mode and landed on the ground. If he survived that one, I guess I'm weak, Naruto said as the bandit body was sent flying across the village. We actually did it, Amoy said. Normally, we wouldn't have get involved since it didn't concern us, said Samui. When it comes off the concern of innocent people, it concerns me, Naruto said, until they start to hear applause. As they looked over to see the townspeople congratulating them. Thank you for saving our life, a woman thanked them. Without you, our town would be in ruin, a man said. How can we ever repay you, an elderly woman asked. We're just shinobis doing our job, ma'am. This called for a celebration, another man announced. Let's all salvage as much food as we can and have a party, another woman said as all of them cheered in agreement. As Naruto and the Kumo shinobis liked the sound of that, soon enough the party was happening as light was being hanged up by the posts. Everyone was having outdoor cooking from barbecue. The food cooked over open fires. The greatest entertainment of the party was Naruto playing his banjo, along with Yujito, playing her shamisen, which she had locked up in a scroll, and B was rapping and dancing as the music played. And the others all watched and clapped. Soon after the show, Naruto was having a meal with the 5 Kumo ninjas. Man, is this a great party or what? Yeah, you got that right, bro, B said, after taking a bite out of a meat. Amazing how things turn out, what you least expect, said Amoy. Agreed, Yujito said. Here we were on our way back home and then we run into you, Naruto, and all of this happens. Well, when you pal around with me, you expect the unexpected, Naruto said. Obviously, said Karu. I need this in my scrapbook, Naruto said, as they all got together, with big smile on their faces as Naruto levitated the camera and tilt the picture of all of them. Just a memory to save in your scrapbook. Later that night, Amoy and B were in their separate rooms in the inn. As the girls were in their room, they weren't asleep yet, until they saw Naruto floating at the window. As Samui let him in. "Thanks for letting me in," Naruto said. "They're gonna know that you're missing," Karu said. "Don't worry, I left a clone in there." "Clever," Samui said. "I just want to personally congratulate you three on helping me defend this town," Naruto said. "Yujito, your skills as a Jinjulgi show that you're real trained in working together with Manatabe, just like B and the Haxabi. I hope one day I could be just as strong a Jinjulki as you. Personally, with your ability combined with your Bijou Chakra, you already surpassed me," she said. Naruto smiled and turned to Karuya and Samui. "I was impressed, amazed by your displaying Kenjutsu. You both really know how to handle a blade," Naruto said. "We tried," the both of them said with faint blush, until Samui gripped her shoulder. Again, Yujito said. "Yeah," said Samui. "Aching your shoulder?" Naruto said. "Yeah, it's getting constant," she said. "No problem, let me help you with that." "What do you mean by that?" Karu said. "Just massage your shoulders, of course," Naruto said. "And do you think that will be enough to get rid of the aches?" Samui asked. "I learned a few acupuncture techniques from a friend of mine. Believe me, I once have a lot of stress on my back," Naruto said. "But one good massage from Chao, it was incredible." "And you're sure to work?" asked Samui. "Positive," Naruto said. "No turn around." At first she was hesitant, but when he started to massage her, she even started to moan a bit because the way it was good. "See, told you," Naruto said. "Just trust. Chao massage. It always does the trick." As the two other girls just stood there and watched to see how much the Samui enjoyed it. "Hey Naruto, do you think when you're done you can give me one too?" asked Yujito. "Me too," said Karu. "No need to wait," Naruto said as he summoned two clones who took the other girls. "Oh, this is heavenly," said Yujito, as all the tension she had was going away. "I'll say, I haven't felt this relaxing ever," said Karu. After a while, the massaging came to an end. "So, what do you think, girls?" "That was amazing," Naruto said Samui. "I don't think I'll get any ache in my shoulders anymore." As she stretched her arms out. "After that fight today, this is exactly what I needed," said Yujito, as she stretched her arms around. "Me too," Karu said. "Glad I could help you girls," Naruto said, as Samui then turned to face him. "Please, allow me to repay you for your service," she said. "Repay me? How?" "With this." Naruto couldn't get to say anything, as she landed that gentle kiss on his lips. Naruto's two clones stood there in surprise, until Yujito and Samui turned to them. "Well, if you have him, I'll take this one." As Karu nodded, "I'll take this one too." As the both of them kissed the two clones. As they were making out, Samui took Naruto's left hand and placed it on her left breast. As Naruto grew stiff from the feeling alone. As their lips parted, Samui, "Any reason you move my hand there?" he said. "Because I trust you, Naruto," she said. "You've proven to me multiple times today that you're a shinobi worthy of trust and respect. And you should consider yourself lucky. Any slob who ever gazed at these or tried to cop a feel, I would smash their junk," she said. As she saw Naruto was a bit freaked out, while happy at the same time. "You don't need to answer," she said. "Let's just continue to enjoy this," as she moved back into the kiss. Meanwhile, with the clone, Yujito was doing the same thing as she was rubbing her chest on him. "Yujito, you too?" he said. "Sorry, Naruto, I don't know what came over me, but something about you just has me intrigued. You're a splendid shinobi and a hell of a Jinjulki like me and B. Plus, you're more of a man than any other man I met in my village." "Well, I'm glad you think so highly of me," Naruto said. When Karu noticed what her two friends were doing, she looked at the clone as she stopped making out with him, as she got a frown on her face. "I suppose you're gonna be all disappointed now that I can't do anything like that." "What are you talking about?" Naruto said. "It's because I'm flat," she said, "and I can't do what the both of them are doing." "Calm down, Karu," he said. "I don't care about that kind of stuff, and personally you shouldn't think hard about that because everyone is different. Besides, you're not flat," he said. "Are you insulting me now?" she said, glaring at him. "Because I will strangle you if you try to tease me." No, let me finish. What I was trying to say is that you're not flat. You're firm and toned," he said. "Wait, what did you just say?" she asked. "I said firm and toned." "Firm and toned?" she said back to herself. "Yeah, with a body like that, it's no wonder you're still Kunoichi," he said. She looked down and smiled because this was the first time anyone ever said that about her. "Thank you," she said, as he just smiled at her. "Hey, just because I'm being sentimental, it doesn't make me a softie," she said. Okay, you're not a softie," the clone said, as this was her kind of flirting. The kissing then came to a stop. "Don't think this is going to go any farther than this," Samui said. "Yeah, me too," said Yujito. "Yeah," said Karui. "We just met." "I wouldn't think of it," Naruto said. It could damage our newly building relationship. After all, we just met today. I mean, I didn't engage in such activity when I first met any of the other women. As you remember, he didn't go so far with them when you just met. Sure, there was a makeout, but he didn't go that far. Past that. Nice to see you have that much class, Yujito said. Yeah, that's me for you, he said. Well, for tonight, let's just enjoy this. As they start to make out again. Until it was time for them to turn in. As Naruto went back over to the other side, dispelling his clone. The next morning then came. Well guys, I guess this is where we part ways, Naruto said. We're sure gonna miss you. You are a great friend, Amoy said. You make it sound like I'm going to die or something, Naruto said. As Amoy then started to overthink things. As his head literally started to smoke. I'm just kidding, Naruto said. As Amoy then calmed down. I'm gonna miss you guys as well, he said. If a Konoha Shinobi, a ex-Konoha Shinobi can be a nice guy like you, then maybe there are more people like that in that village, said Karu. They are, but you have to get them to know them on a level that I had to, Naruto said. You take care out there, Naruto, said Yujito. Same to the both of you, he said, as he looked at B and Yujito. Watch your back out there, and don't even think about giving us a scare, said B. I promise you, Octopops, you have my word. And if a hater come at me, I'll slice them up like a boar. Then meet my fist, B said, as him and Naruto boom fist. We will keep this little mean thing between us from my brother, B said. Thanks guys, said Naruto as he started to fly off. Be safe out there, they all said as he waved them off. See ya, as he blasted off. Time skip, Naruto's traveling through the sky, enjoying himself. Ah, this is the perfect weather for flying, he said, as he soared through the clouds. Well, shouldn't be too far from the rice field country now. It's hard to imagine that it's been 3 years since you drove Orochimaru and his forces from that land. Forced them to hide elsewhere, said Kurama. Yeah, and even better, I saved the whole clan and convinced them to begin anew without relying on Orochimaru. I wonder how the Fumas are doing now. You mean the Fumas in generals, or Sesame, and Kodoheim, teased Kurama. Okay, most of them, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna be happy to see all the Fumas. No doubt they're gonna be happy to see you, after all you freed the Fuma clan from Orochimaru influence. Definitely, Naruto said as he flew above the rice field country. There it is. As he started to glide down before landing outside the village. As he tightened his cloak and put his hood up as he entered, as he saw it was booming with activities. First time he came here, the entire place was run down and filled with miscreants and bandits. Looking at it now put a smile on his face knowing that the Fuma clan was doing excellent. As Orochimaru was no longer in the picture, as he looked inside one of the booths to see a few people having drinks. The waitresses were beautiful women, but one in particular caught his attention. A red hair he knew all too well, Sesame Fuma. As he walked casually as he took a seat in the booth. By luck, Sesame came over, planned to take his order. What will it be, sir? She asked. Give me something non-alcoholic, he said. Alright then, she said before he spoke again. The place seemed to be doing well. Excuse me, she said. Just seen this bar, it's livelier than it used to be. Have you been here before, she asked. Oh yeah, I've been here some years actually, and back then you didn't look as gorgeous as you do now. You know me? She asked him. As Naruto pulled down his hood. Hey there, little troublemaker, he said. Naruto, she said that gasp. Good to see you again, Sesame, Naruto said. Wow, I didn't expect to see you today, she said, feeling excited. What are you doing here? I'll tell you later. I don't want to keep you from your job. My shift ends soon, so we'll talk then, she said, as she went to give Naruto order to the bartender. As Naruto got his drink as he took a sip of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the man said, over the microphone, please give a welcome to our talented Koto princess. As Naruto watched as the stage, the curtains opened up, revealing another Fuma that he knew. She was wearing a blue elegant kimono as she was playing her Koto instrument. He smiled as he enjoyed the melody and thought, God, I love the sound she can make, he said. Indeed, Kurama said, it was rather soothing. Soon after her performance was done, he finished his drink and paid for it. As he waited outside and waited for Sesame's shift to end, soon enough Sesame exited the bar and accompanying her was Kodoheim. Hey ladies, Naruto said. Naruto, I knew it was you sitting over that booth, Kodoheim said as she rushed over and hugged him tightly. You got good eyes, Kodoheim, Naruto said. So what brings you back here after so long, said Sesame. Well, I haven't been here in a while and I felt I was overdue for a visit. You sure were, Kodoheim said. So, how are things here with you and the rest of the Fuma clan, Naruto asked. We're all doing wonderful. After you help us break free from Orochimaru, we have been doing fine. Yes, without Orochimaru around, our land has gone from a strict tone to a more spacious, open community, said Kodaheim. Well, with Hanzaki running the place here, I can believe in Naruto said. Where is the guy anyway? Follow us, Kodaheim said, as he started leading him around the village. As Naruto marveled at all the repair buildings and new buildings that were being put up. They led him to a center building and they saw a group of people in discussion. Hanzaki, Sesame said. He looked up. Sesame, Kodaheim, is there something you need? No, but we felt we should tell you. We have a guest here in the village. Guest, he said, as the others also get a curious look on their face. Hey guys, long time no see, Naruto said, stepping in. Naruto? Said Hanzaki. The one and only, Naruto said, as another man rushed over as well. When did you get here? About a half an hour ago, Kamakiri, Naruto said. It's good to see you, Naruto, another man said. Thanks, Jidomo, Naruto said, as he then turned to a beautiful green-haired woman in a white dress. Keiichiro, I see that form of yours is holding well. All thanks to you and your sealing knowledge, Naruto. I can hold this form permanently, she said. Yeah, this look suits you better than that brutish look you sported, Naruto said as the both of them chuckled. Welcome back, Naruto, another man welcomed him. As Naruto turned, thanks, Arashi. Given the state of the village, you all seem to be running very well. Well, if it weren't for you, our village would have been nothing, Hanzaki said. Yes, for you help. Jigumo, Keiichiro, Arashi, Kodaheim. All of us break free from Orochimaru influence. You even stopped Sesame from making the same mistake, said Kamakiri with a smile on his face. Hey, if anything involved Orochimaru making trouble, I'll be there to stop him, Naruto said. Do you have business with us, Naruto, or are you just passing by, Hanzaki asked. Actually, I just came for a visit. It's been a while since I saw all of you guys. Well, you're right about that, Arashi said. Besides, I could do for another concert here, Naruto said. Yeah, he can perform with me at the bar while he's here, Kodaheim said. Well, why not, Sesame? Make sure Naruto feel right at home, said Hanzaki. Sure thing, she said. I'll help out too, said Kodaheim. Very well, ladies, I'll leave him near here, said Hanzaki. Come on, Naruto, said Sesame, as she and Kodaheim took him by the arms and dragged him off. You really sure it was wise, letting Sesame show him around, said Arashi. Come on, Arashi, you know much how she liked the kid. Jigumo answered. Yes, she's allowed to see boys. Keiichiro agreed. Yeah, said Arashi. Out in the village, Kodaheim and Sesame were showing Naruto around. So many new places. A lot of stuff that wasn't even here at all. As he noticed various shops for clothing, accessories, foods, and other essentials. So, how are your travels going, Naruto? Asked Sesame. They're going good as always, Naruto said, although I had a run-in with the Akatsuki goons. The organization is after you, Kodaheim said. Yeah, them, Naruto said. What happened, Sesame said. They abducted one of my friends from the sand who also is a Jinchuriki. My old friends and I defeated the two that abducted him, but we were too late. You mean, Sesame said as she gasped. Yeah, he died, although he didn't stay dead forever. What do you mean by that, Kodaheim asked. A sand elder, who happened to be the one that sealed Bichu inside of him, used a special revival jutsu to give him back life, but it came at the cost of her own life. What a sacrifice, Sesame said. Yeah, all of the sand mourned for her. Even I did, Naruto said. Then what you said is really been happening, said Kodaheim. You're being targeted by all those new ninjas. Yeah, now that they gone active again, they will be targeting me soon and everyone else like me. What are you gonna do? Said Sesame as she was clearly worried about Naruto. What I always do when facing a tough situation. I fight to survive, he said. We know, but we're scared for you, said Kodaheim. Yeah, you said so yourself. These new ninjas from the Akatsuki are dangerous and they're not to be taken lightly, Sesame said. Don't worry, girls, I'm not getting cocky over this. Even I knew it. It wasn't all that easy when I faced one of them a few weeks ago. You could stay here after all. Hanzaki did say you're welcome, said Sesame. And I've said in reply I only be putting all of you here at risk. Until the Akatsuki, Orochimaru and Danzo are dealt with. I can't stay one place for too long. But doesn't this life on the run tire you in the slightest? Asked Kodaheim. Of course it does, but it won't last forever. As soon as my obstacles are out of the way, I will put my plan to start my own country and village into play. I'll be inviting you girls and the others to join me as well, Naruto said. Well, we hope you're successful, said Sesame. Thanks girls, he said with a smile. Hey Koda-chan, why don't we get some practice in for tonight's show, he said. Sure, she said with a smile. Sesame, you know of a quiet place we can go? Sure thing, come on, said Sesame, as she led the both of them. Soon enough they were out in a quiet clearing as they were playing their instruments. Sounds great, said Sesame, as she handed out some drinks. Thanks, Sesame, Naruto said. My banjo concert has not only given me a good image over the public, but has also made me a bundle over the years. All part of your big master plan, Kodheim said, as she heard it before. Oh yeah, once I gain enough money and combine it with the help of supporting nations, I can recreate the Whirlpool country as my own. And you and any member of the Fuma clan are welcome to relocate there. Well, when it happens, let us know, said Sesame. With a giggle. Come on girls, I know you'd relocate with me in a heartbeat, Naruto said. As they smile, well you got us there. After all, you're the first guy in a long time to show us kindness and love outside of our clan members. That's just the guy I am, Naruto said. And we like the guy you are, Kodheim said, as the both of them gave him a kiss on the jaw, making him smile. That night at the bar, all of them were there, Sesame and the others, and Hanzaki the leader, eager to see Naruto and Kodheim perform. Later that night at the Hanzaki building, Naruto set up in a special guest room. Joining him inside was both Sesame and Kodheim, who lied on bed with him. There was some concert tonight, Naruto said, as he was in the middle, both girls on each side. Yeah, we knocked them dead and made quite a profit, said Kodo. You both did great and we all thought so, said Sesame. And I'm glad you two decided to join me in my room tonight. I mean, if Erashi or Hanzaki know about this, Naruto said. What they don't know won't hurt them, said Sesame. Besides, it's been a long time since we last saw you, said Kodheim. No kidding, Naruto said, as he held the both of them closer. As he started to tickle them in their sides, as the both of them giggled. That tickle, said Kodheim. As Sesame then took his hand and placed it on her right breast. You remember this? Oh yeah, I can't forget that first time, Naruto said, as he remembered when him and Sakura and Jiraiya were out on a mission, and he saved her thinking that she was a boy, and he grabbed her chest. Well, back then I wanted to kill you for what you did, but after getting to know you, things really changed, he said. Yeah, they sure did, said Naruto. Hey, don't leave me out, said Kodheim as she took Naruto's hand, as she placed on her breast as well. So this is what you felt that day. You know, Naruto, Kodheim said, you did save me from Orochimaru influence back then. But we were just young back then, and I never did properly thank you for saving me. Oh? And what are you gonna thank me with, Naruto said, with a smirk on his face, as she edged closer to him and started kissing him on his neck. Hey you guys, Sesame said, don't leave me out. He saved all of us, as she started kissing Naruto on the opposite side. Don't worry girls, there's a lot of me to go around, Naruto said, the smirk, as the both of them smiled, as they leaped on top of him. Within an hour and a half, Naruto was under the covers, with both girls at each side. All three of them slept peacefully, until Naruto started to stir in his sleep, as he was having another one of his premonitions, like the one with Gaara. This time he was seeing the forest around the Fuma, and what he saw shocked him. He saw Itachi Uchiha. Naruto snapped his eyes open. Itachi? As he looked to see that he didn't wake the two Fuma girls, he carefully slipped out of bed and changed into his clothes as he flew outside. Why would Itachi be here? Could he have been on to me, Naruto wondered. Whatever the reason, Naruto, you must be careful. It could be a trap, Kurama said. I know, it was a fake one I fought before, Naruto said. It could be different around this time. As Naruto landed in the forest. Alright, Itachi, where are you? He said. Naruto, I'm glad you came, said a voice. As Naruto looked around, where are you? As the voice seemed to be echoing from all around. Turn around. As Naruto did so and saw Itachi coming out of the darkness, as he rested his back against a tree. Where's Kisame? Naruto said, looking around, still holding on to the kunai in his hand. I felt it would be better if I met you alone, Itachi said. Why did you come this far, and how do you know I would come here? Naruto asked. I figure it wasn't coincidence that you were there to partake in the rescue of Gaara. And after hearing what you did to Deidara, I figured it was some kind of psychic ability that you possess that allow you to foresee things as well. So I took the chance of coming to this spot, hoping that you would foresee my presence. What? Deidara told you? But he blew himself up, Naruto said, as he was confused. On the contrary, Deidara only made it seem like he blew himself up. What he did was swap himself out to that clay clone. Damn it, Naruto said, as he thrust his arm to the side, knocking down a whole row of trees, making Itachi raise an eyebrow. So what are you doing here? He said, as he raised his hand towards Itachi. Come to collect me like your damn Akatsuki member did to Gaara. No, I only came to talk, said Itachi. Naruto was confused, but he shook it off. I've got nothing to say to you. Then don't say anything, just listen, Itachi said. What I'm about to tell you is something the third will probably haunt me for telling anybody. This better be worth it, Naruto said, or I will crush you. Itachi showed no fear, as he simply vanished and appeared behind Naruto. The truth of the matter is, Naruto spin around, is that I'm not what I seem to be. And what do you mean, Naruto asks? I am not the heartless Newtonin, or what any of you in Konoha know me as. In fact, I'm your ally. I warned you about making this conversation worth it, and now you're telling me this bunch of craps? If you listen, I'll explain it clearly. What explanation do I need? You killed your own family just to test your damn Uchiha strength. And your axe drove your own brother to insanity. What you did drove Sasuke to Orochimaru, and then I had to go and rescue his ass. And then, after doing so, bringing him back to the village and getting him there safe. But only a bit of rough up. They banished me, Naruto said. So your act makes Sasuke this heartless bastard now, and also got me thrown out of the village. If you're done venting your frustrations, let me continue, Itachi said. It is true I murdered my clan, but it wasn't because I was testing my strength. What? Naruto said. I did it by your order, from the council and the Hokage himself. You dare talk ill about Gigi like that, Naruto said as he clenched his fist. These are the facts, Naruto. The reason you ordered me to do so is because my clan, it was trying to take over Konoha. As Naruto looked surprised. Come again? The Uchiha clan was planning on taking over Konoha. Why would the Uchiha plan to take over the village, Naruto said, confused. You know of Konoha founders? Itachi asked. Yes, it was Senju Hoshirama, the first Hokage, and another one called Madara Uchiha, Naruto said. As he realized the last name, wonder if this has something to do with it. Well, as you probably know, both founders clashed for years, and then came to a settlement where they founded Konoha, Itachi explained. The Senju clan wanted to rule by peace, but Madara wanted war and strife to take over. Even his own clan abandoned him. The Uchiha clan was then given control of the Konoha military police force, a just sign from the second Hokage. However, various members started to see it as a sign of being suppressed and ostracized out of the village. They felt like they were being purposely kept out of Konoha government affairs. Because of this, there was still a rift between Senju and Uchiha. Why would the Uchihas feel like they were being suppressed? And if, why would the Hokage do something like that, Naruto asked? It was to keep the Uchihas' emotion in check, so the village would not end up with another Madara. Keep the Uchiha's emotion in check, Naruto said, as he was even more confused than before. Yes, for you see, the Uchiha, they have a curse of passionate love. Passionate love? Naruto said. To make it simple, the Uchiha clan value everything they hold dear, even more than the Senju did. But the moment the one they love, or kill, or die, their passionate love becomes something different. A bottomless well of despair. This was in fact something Madara experienced himself. So what you're saying that their clan loves so much, they will go crazy if they love someone special to them, Naruto asks. Not just anybody, Naruto, it will have to be someone they treasure more than their own life, Itachi said. So what does this have to do with the Uchiha clan massacre and you? Because the Uchihas felt like they were being suppressed, various members started to think about the possibility of revolting against Konoha, just like Madara wanted them to do. The third feared that this would happen, so he sent me, the only true, loyal Uchiha member, to spy on them, while at the same time my family had me spy on them as well. You might say I was a quadruple agent, said Itachi as a small joke. Skip the levity and continue, Naruto said. Because my own clan started to grow suspicious of my actions, as me not attending regular Uchiha meetings or sharing more secrets with them, they stopped trusting me. It was then I was ordered by the third, Homura, Koharu, and Danzo to eliminate the Uchiha clan, for the sake of the village, for the sake of peace. However, I held Sasuke close in my heart, more than anyone else in the clan. I couldn't kill him. If he had ended up dying, I would have probably come warped by a cycle of hatred myself and end up seeking revenge on the village. I made myself out to be the bad guy to my brother and encouraged him to gain stronger, so one day he could take revenge on me and become the hero to Konoha. Well then, your plan ended up backfiring, Naruto said, because now he's locked up, attempting to go Newton. I know, Itachi said, a look of guilt washed over his face. So why did you join the Akatsuki? Did they pluck you off the road or tempt you with something? No, I joined to protect Konoha. Protect Konoha? What are you getting at now, Naruto asks? The Akatsuki organization is a cover for a member who is also an Uchiha who took part in igniting the war. And he was the one who released the Kyuubi on the night you were born. What? Who is he, Naruto asks? He calls himself Tobi, but he's not who he appears to be. If you come across him, be careful, very careful. How will I know to be on the lookout for? He wear an orange mask with a single eye hole, Itachi said. Why should I believe anything you just told me right now? It could all be a scheme planned out by the Akatsuki just to lower my guard. Believe or don't believe, it's all up to you. I just want to warn you in case you run into one of us again. It's all up to you, seeing that you're on your own now. But I advise you to take my words to heart, Naruto. Sasuke may be in lockup, but you may be on the run from Root and the Akatsuki. But remember this, you do have a friend in the enemy camp. See you around, Itachi said as he burst into a murder of crows. Wait a second, Naruto said. But Itachi was already gone. Kurama, do you believe all of this? Naruto asked. About the Uchiha history, about the massacre I cannot say. But 16 years ago, that masked man, I believe that part. What? How can that be, Naruto said? That night, when you were born, I was still sealed inside of your mother. However, the seal binding me inside of her was weakened while she was undergoing delivery. While she was busy giving birth, your father was keeping the seal strong, avoiding me from escaping. I do not know how, but someone infiltrate the village and nab your mother. With the seal weakened, this masked man forced me out. I saw that mask. He put me in a hypnotic state with the Sharingan. Then this masked man was the one who sicked you on the village. But what Itachi said about the village and the Uchiha clan, I want to believe it, but some part of me doesn't want to. Why would Gigi go along with such a desperate move to wipe out the entire clan? It's human nature for people to take desperate measures and risky actions when there is no other alternative. Even I know that much. And this ninja line seemed to revolve around preserving peace for the sake of all nations. If you recall what your friend Neji said about his father giving up his life to avoid a war between Kumo and Konoha, you should understand. So, what are you going to do now that Itachi revealed himself to you? Tell Snazzy or Jiraiya, Kurama asks. I don't think I should. After all, I'm still conflicted about believing Itachi. If Bachan went to the council about that, there would probably be an outrage in the village, and they could probably lead to more trouble. I won't burden her with that kind of news unless I find out it's all true, Naruto said. And with that, he flew back to the Fuma clan village, as he came to see the two girls still asleep. The next morning, Itachi was watching Naruto as he was on a mountain, looking down at the Fuma village. Be safe, Naruto, he said, as he walked away. Time skip. After finishing his trip with the Fuma clan, Naruto was back on his travels. He was currently walking around the snowy terrains on a high mountain on an island past Kiri at night. The sky was so dark from the snow clouds, it looked darker than usual, as he was in his winter clothes. It's freezing, Naruto said, as he was shivering. Well, you're the one who wanted to come here. Was it really worth it, Kurama said. Hey, the new hot spring that opened up around here has some great hits, so I just wanted to check it out for myself, he said. You know you'll make it faster there if you fly. In this weather, I couldn't be able to see myself. The sky's darker than usual, Naruto said. Who said you have to fly that high? You can just fly on the ground level, Kurama said. True, but I'd much rather walk this time. I can think clearer this way. It's still on your mind, isn't it, Kurama said. Yeah, everything Itachi told me. It is too much to ignore. I don't understand why he would entrust me with a secret such as this. It seems like he's placed his faith in you more than anyone else. Probably. Still, I can't even talk to anyone about the secret. What if I told Bachan or Erasenin? If they tried to go to accounts like this, they would ask for proof. And what would I tell them? I learned from Itachi? They would probably go into denial. Then, do you believe him? Asked Rama. I want to. Well, that is some serious stuff he told me. Well, I guess I have to work with him for now. If this is really a job, just to pretend to be a noob nin. And also, that bastard with the mask. After manipulating you like that, I have to get him back. As Naruto continued to walk, as he saw a light. As he got closer, he saw a building up ahead. There it is, he said. As he started to run through the snow, as he finally arrived and shook the snow off of him, as he left his boots at the doorway and entered. The hostess was a young woman about her late 20s. She had brown hair right down to her neck, as she had on a purple and red kimono. She gasped in shock. Oh my goodness. Sir, did you really travel through all that snow? She asked. Hey, it was worth the travel to come here, Naruto said, as he removed his jacket and shook some more snow off of himself. Well then, please welcome to the Yuki Springs. My name is Kiriko, and I should be your hostess. Please make yourself comfortable, she said. Pleasure, ma'am, Naruto said. Let me show you to your room. You must be freezing, Kiriko said. Thank you, Naruto said, as Kiriko led him. As they walked, Naruto asked, is anyone else here? Actually, two people, both ladies, an older and a younger one. I see, Naruto said, until his vision went dark, as his eyes were being covered by two pair of hands, and he also felt something pressing against his back. Big, but not big enough to be Samui. Maybe Hodoru, he thought. Hey there, stranger, a female voice said behind him. Naruto gasped, hearing the voice. I stand corrected, he said. As he spun around, came in face to face with Shizuka of Nitsuko village. Naruto, Shizuka said, as the both of them hug each other. You're staying here too, Naruto asked. Yes, me and Tokiwa. Kuriko looked over. Oh, you two already know each other, she said. Shizuka and I go way back, Naruto said. Well, I'm glad to see the both of you are acquainted, Kuriko said. Tokiwa and I were planning to head for the open air bath. Would you like to join us? In a minute, Naruto said. Just have to get unloaded. Okay, I'll see you then, she said as she walked off. I am at the hot springs and Shizuka is here. What wonderful luck, Naruto thought. You realize her escort is with her too, Kurama said. Hey, she knows that Shizuka and I will get married, so she'll probably let us have some alone time. If you say so, said Kurama. Soon Naruto got to her room, as he slipped into his robe. As he placed his things into a basket and wrapped a towel around his waist and headed towards the bath. As he opened a big sliding door to see Shizuka and Tokiwa, who were relaxing, with both their bodies wrapped in towels. Hey ladies, room for one more? The two turned and saw Naruto. Hey Naruto, it's good to see you again, Tokiwa said. Likewise, Tokiwa, said Naruto, as he slowly sank himself into the water. Oh yeah, after traveling through all that snow, this is exactly what I need to warm up, he said. Why did you decide to come here, Naruto? Asked Shizuka. Well, I heard this inn was quite popular, so I decided to check it out. What about you two? He asked. I heard the same thing and want to check it out as well, Shizuka said. And being Shizuka guard, I was obligated to accompany her in her travels. I was also interested about this inn as well, Tokiwa said. Well, that's good. It's better than being in some place like this alone, Naruto said. Agreed, Shizuka said as she relaxed. So what have you been up to since the last time you visited us, Naruto? Tokiwa asked. Well, a lot. One of which, I met my old friends from Konoha again, and they were doing great. And did they miss you? Shizuka asked. They say the village has been hell without me, at least in their opinion, Naruto joked, causing Shizuka to chuckle. But guys, be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part, if you already know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn that bell notification stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune because I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the Otsutsuki King over an Anime King. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Badass Genius. And later on this channel, I'm going to be posting What If Aizuna Uchiha Was Naruto's ancestor. So stay in tune for that. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.